Detective Sarah Blake stepped into the penthouse apartment where death had visited without violence. The morning sun streamed through floor-to-ceiling windows, casting long shadows across a crime scene that defied explanation. Dr. Amanda Foster, renowned psychiatrist and memory researcher, sat peacefully in her leather recliner, as if she had simply dozed off while reading. But Sarah's 15 years of experience told her otherwise. The apartment had been methodically searched, every drawer pulled out, every cabinet opened, yet nothing appeared to be missing. Expensive jewelry glittered untouched on the dresser, electronics sat undisturbed. Whatever the intruder had been seeking, it wasn't material wealth. The security footage revealed an impossible puzzle. No one had entered or left the building between 6 p.m. the previous evening and 7 a.m. when the housekeeper discovered the body. The victim showed no signs of struggle, no obvious wounds, no indication of foul play. Yet someone had definitely been here, searching for something specific. Sarah knelt beside the body, her trained eyes catching details others missed. A faint red mark on Dr. Foster's neck, barely visible beneath carefully arranged hair. A water glass with a thin, oily residue at the bottom. Most intriguingly, the victim's fingers bore fresh ink stains, as if she had been writing frantically before her death. Hidden beneath the recliner's cushion, Sarah discovered a small digital recorder, still warm to the touch. When she pressed play, Dr. Foster's voice filled the room with words that would haunt the investigation. The recorded voice trembled with fear and urgency. Dr. Foster had known she was in danger, had anticipated her own death, and had somehow known that Detective Sarah Blake would be assigned to investigate. The message spoke of memory experiments gone wrong, of someone stealing precious memories from vulnerable patients, and of evidence hidden, where only someone who truly understood the nature of memory could find it. The implications sent chills down Sarah's spine. How could a dead woman have known which detective would handle her case? The recording suggested a conspiracy that went far deeper than a simple murder, involving the systematic theft of human memories through Dr. Foster's revolutionary research. Sarah's investigation led her to 3 of Dr. Foster's final patients, each displaying disturbing symptoms of memory loss that went beyond their original conditions. Mrs. Elena Rodriguez had sought help recovering memories of her deceased husband, but found herself losing precious moments she had never forgotten before. James Mitchell, a veteran seeking treatment for traumatic war memories, discovered that good memories were vanishing along with the bad ones. Dr. Michael Chen, Foster's research partner, claimed they had been developing breakthrough treatments for memory disorders. Each patient described increasingly strange sessions with Dr. Foster in her final days. Instead of the usual therapeutic procedures, the psychiatrist had seemed desperate, asking probing questions about specific memories and appearing terrified when patients couldn't recall certain details. Something had gone terribly wrong with their groundbreaking research. Sarah returned to the apartment with new understanding, searching not for what was missing, but for what had been deliberately hidden. Dr. Foster specialized in memory, so she would conceal evidence in a way that related to how memory itself functioned, through association, pattern, and hidden meaning. The book in the victim's lap proved to be more than casual reading. Highlighted passages, when read in sequence, spelled out a coded message directing Sarah to look behind the bedroom mirror. The antique glass swung aside to reveal a hidden laboratory that would have impressed any neuroscientist. Dozens of vials filled with clear, liquid-lined metal shelves. Detailed notes documented procedures for memory extraction and manipulation. Computer files contained brain scans and neural mapping data. Most chilling was a client list featuring prominent politicians, business leaders, judges, and other powerful individuals, all unknowing victims of systematic memory theft. Video diaries revealed the scope of Dr. Foster's discovery. Someone had perverted her research, using it not to heal traumatic memories, but to steal valuable information from the minds of influential people. Patients weren't being cured. They were being robbed of their most precious memories, their secrets, their very identity. The final diary entry, recorded just hours before her death, captured Dr. Foster's confrontation with her betrayer. She had discovered the memory theft operation and threatened to expose it. When offered a partnership in exchange for silence, she had refused. The entry ended with a terrifying revelation. She knew who was behind the conspiracy, but feared she might not remember by morning. The evidence pointed to an inside job, someone with intimate knowledge of Dr. Foster's research and access to her patients. Dr. Michael Chen's nervous behavior during questioning took on new meaning when Sarah examined the hidden laboratory more closely. The memory extraction formula was missing from Foster's notes, suggesting her research partner had never shared the complete procedure. Chen's story began to unravel under scrutiny. His descriptions of their joint research contained inconsistencies and gaps. He had recommended specific patients for questioning, patients who happened to be the most severely affected by memory loss. Most damning, he possessed detailed knowledge about memory extraction techniques that supposedly belonged to their shared research but appeared nowhere in Foster's meticulous notes. The truth emerged piece by piece. Chen had discovered the commercial potential of their memory research and had been secretly operating a black market memory theft service. Wealthy clients paid enormous sums to extract specific information from targeted individuals or to have their own traumatic memories selectively erased. Governments and corporations had funded the operation in exchange for access to stolen intelligence. Dr. Foster had stumbled upon the conspiracy when her patients began exhibiting unexpected memory loss. Her investigation had led to the discovery of Chen's betrayal and his systematic exploitation of vulnerable people seeking help. When she confronted him with evidence of his crimes, he had chosen murder over exposure. The murder itself had been both calculated and accidental. Chen had administered what he believed was a mild dose of memory-erasing compound, intending only to make Foster forget their confrontation. But the psychiatrist had suffered an unexpected allergic reaction to his modified formula, and her heart had stopped before he could summon help. Faced with Foster's death, Chen had panicked and chosen to cover up the crime rather than seek medical assistance that might have saved her life. He had searched her apartment for evidence linking him to the memory theft operation, but Foster had been too clever, hiding everything behind layers of psychological puzzles and coded messages. The scope of Chen's operation was staggering. Hundreds of people had been victimized, their memories stolen for profit. Some had lost precious personal recollections, the sound of a loved one's voice, the memory of a child's first steps, moments that defined their very identity. Others had been robbed of professional secrets, personal confidences, or sensitive information that had been sold to the highest bidder. Sarah's investigation revealed a network of accomplices and clients that reached into the highest levels of government and business. The memory theft conspiracy had been operating for years, growing more sophisticated and profitable with each success. Foster's death was meant to be the final cover-up, eliminating the one person who could expose the entire operation. As Chen was arrested and the memory theft network dismantled, Sarah confronted the devastating aftermath of the crimes. Many victims would never recover their stolen memories. Mrs. Rodriguez would never again hear her husband's voice in her mind. James Mitchell had lost precious moments of joy that had helped him survive his darkest days. Countless others faced similar losses, their identities diminished by the theft of their most treasured recollections. The investigation expanded internationally as authorities traced Chen's clients and accomplices. Memory theft had become a new form of espionage and personal violation, a crime that struck at the very core of human identity. The technology that Foster had developed to heal trauma had been perverted into a weapon against the human spirit. Sarah worked with memory specialists and neuroscientists to help the victims, but the damage was largely irreversible. Some memories might return with therapy and time, but many were gone forever, erased as completely as if they had never existed. The healing process would be long and uncertain, requiring victims to rebuild their sense of self from the fragments that remained. In the quiet of her office that night, Sarah reflected on the case's deeper meaning. Memory was more than mere information storage. It was the foundation of identity, the thread that connected past to present, the treasure that made each person unique. Chen's crimes had been a violation not just of privacy, but of the fundamental essence of humanity itself. She made a promise to herself and to Foster's memory: to remember not just the facts of the case but its human cost, ensuring that the victims' losses would never be forgotten and that such crimes would never again be allowed to flourish in the shadows of scientific progress.